Day after Columbia County deputies say this woman was shot and killed by her estranged husband, a man rushed to help her is speaking. Good afternoon. I'm Zaina Halliburton. Thanks for joining us on News 12 First at 4. Now streaming live on WRDW+. Columbia County deputies say Titus Scott shot and killed Myneika Scott during an argument yesterday, and then he died by suicide shortly after leading deputies on a chase. This is drone footage.
Grovetown, Georgia, April 1st, 2026. This lady here, Myneika Scott, age 36, gunned down by her estranged husband, age 37, a monster. No photo at this time of the monster. God bless her family and friends. They had 3 kids together, 7, 12, and I believe 8. What a shame. Damn.
Day after Columbia County deputies say this woman was shot and killed by her estranged husband, a man rushed to help her is speaking. Good afternoon. I'm Zaina Halliburton. Thanks for joining us on News 12 First at 4. Now streaming live on WRDW+. Columbia County deputies say Titus Scott shot and killed Myneika Scott during an argument yesterday, and then he died by suicide shortly after leading deputies on a chase. This is drone footage of the scene captured by a News 12 viewer showing emergency crews lining Hereford Farm Road in Evans. This afternoon, we're hearing from a barber who jumped in to help her. Your Sydney Hood joins us live now in the newsroom in Sydney. They say everything was normal, then something unimaginable unfolded.
Well, the barber shop is only a few doors down from where the shooting happened. The barbers tell me 1 minute they are inside cutting hair and the next they are on the ground trying to keep her alive. When the barbers saw people running without thinking, they too jumped in. One of them dropped to the ground, applying pressure to her wounds. Others stayed right there talking to her, trying to keep her breathing. And today, with that moment still fresh, they did what they could to process it. They left flowers, stood together and prayed, not just for her, but for everyone touched by what happened.
We're human, and yeah, that's severe, that's devastating and hard to understand. You can't comprehend why somebody would want to kill someone. There's no reason, there's no answer to that, but at the end of the day, I believe that, God, serves and protects us all. So I was praying over his family, I was praying over hers, I was praying over their kids, It's tough for everyone involved, and like I said before, I believe in a God that can restore, and I believe in a God that can heal.
He tells me that the shop felt heavy whenever they walked in this morning, but no one was alone in it. Co-workers checking on each other, clients stopping by just to ask if they're okay. He says in a moment like that, you see how fast people show up for each other, Zaina.
Just heartbreaking situation. Thankful that she was surrounded by those sweet people that comforted her and did all they could in those moments. Sydney, thank you for that. A friend and former soldier of Myneika released a statement to us today saying how good of a work ethic she had and how she was a nurturing person and mother to she and Titus's 3 children. The friend says this situation is hard to accept. Safe Homes releasing a statement as well saying their hearts are heavy as they grieve this unimaginable loss in our community. They say tragedies like this remind them how deeply it can affect anyone. If you or someone you know may be a victim of domestic violence, there is help. We have the information here on your screen. You can reach out to Safe Homes at 706-736-2499. You can also contact the 24/7 National Hotline. We have that information there for you too. Of course, if you or someone you know are in immediate danger, call 911. Coming up live at 5, we dig into past domestic violence calls involving the separated couple.
Are now orphans after their mother was shot and killed and their father shot himself soon after. Thank you for watching News 12 at 6 o'clock on WRDW, now streaming live on WRDW+. I'm Will Rio.
And I'm Zaina Halliburton. Yesterday, Columbia County officials say Titus Scott, Myneika Scott's estranged husband, shot and killed her during an argument before driving away and leading deputies on a chase. This is drone video from somewhere near the scene yesterday. Deputies first tried to stop him around Columbia and Hereford Farm roads, but he refused to stop. Then deputies deployed spike strips, but Scott stopped on his own before the strips on Hereford Farm Road. Deputies say he then died by suicide.
Now tonight we're learning yesterday's deadly shooting was the final incident in a long line of previous incidents and complaints.
And the most recent one before yesterday happened just over a week ago on March 25th. Your senior investigative reporter Liz Owens dug into that incident and what led up to yesterday's shooting.
Exactly 1 week before Myneika Scott lost her life.
We do have deputies on the way to you. Since he's no longer there, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, okay?
Deputies responded to a domestic complaint on Oxbow Drive. March 25th, 2026, timestamp 1448 hours. Miss Scott is legally married to Mr. Titus Scott, but has been separated from him since December of 2024. Mr. Scott has never resided at the listed residence and pays no bills here. Miss Scott and Mr. Scott attempt to co-parent, but Mr. Scott becomes irate and begins harassing Miss Scott when she refused to renew their relationship. The report documents Titus called Myneika more than 80 times last Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, he entered her residence without permission, and she later discovered her laptop was missing. Deputies note Miss Scott wishes to prosecute. The chief magistrate judge tells deputies if it can be investigated and determined that Mr. Scott pays no bills at the residence and has never resided there, then the crime of criminal trespass may have occurred. Prior incident reports show they didn't live together. In November, deputies conducted a welfare check on him after Myneika showed deputies a suicidal text message he sent her. Deputies found him at his home in Evans with an almost empty bottle of liquor and a loaded handgun on his living room table. They sent him to the hospital for an evaluation. The same address is listed for Titus on this October incident report, too. Myneika called 911 then, telling deputies, "My husband and I are currently separated. At Patriots Park tonight, he threatened to beat my car with a baseball bat. He followed me to Evans High School to pick up our son and followed me to the Grovetown Police Department and also followed me to the area of my residence. I've asked numerous times to please leave me alone tonight, and he would not stop." Fast forward to last week. The investigator confirms and tells the judge Titus does not live with his wife, is not on the lease, and lives at another residence. The judge replies they're still legally married and that Titus has a right to marital property, assets, and their children inside the residence. Marital status trumped the need for a spouse's permission to enter the other spouse's residence. A week after the judge denies Myneika's wish to prosecute.
But if he comes back or if anything else changes, give us a call back immediately, okay?
Okay.
Columbia County deputies respond to another call. This time, 36-year-old Myneika Scott is dead.
A crucial reminder here, help is available. If you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence, you can call the phone number there on your screen or simply text the word START to 88788.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.